Good day, everyone. My name is Sunny Cortez. I'm the God Focal Person of the Schools Division Office of Marikina. At gusto ko pong batiin ang lahat ng mga kasamahan ko sa God Focal Point System sa Division Office. And of course, to all the school heads in 33 schools in Marikina and to the focal persons of gender and development to all 33 schools. Siyempre, kasama sa babatiin ko ay ang lahat ng mga kasapi or all the members of the God Focal Point System sa lahat ng mga eskwelahan na meron tayo sa Marikina. So what do we have in this video tutorial? Gusto kong batiin din pala muna si Ma'am Pet de Guzman, ang ating coordinator for the secondary level, and Ma'am Ana Raquel de Leon, yung ating coordinator for the elementary level. Si Sir Emmanuel Velarde sa ating senior high school, gusto kong batiin, ating coordinator. So, ano ang meron tayo sa video tutorial na ito? They requested me to show them a sample of the project proposal. Though this one is a project proposal from the Philippine Commission on Women, pero as to the layout and as to the template, ayan, pwede nyo pong tingnan. Anyway, marami namang iba't ibang mga template na pwedeng sundan. Pero pwede nating gamitin ito as a reference. Pero yung laman, yung content ay yung susundan natin, yung ating nasa video tutorial din ng parts of project proposal, yung mga salient parts of project proposal at kung ano ang mga pwedeng ilagay doon, no? Para maging gender sensitive siya or gender responsive. So let me start sharing to you the first document on the project proposal. And then pagkatapos niyan ay pupunta tayo sa tool na gagamitin at saka yung tool na gagamitin for attribution at saka yung pagbibigay na ng rate or score. At ilang percentage ba ang pwede nating i-attribute sa particular project. Okay, so let me start first with the project proposal. Ayan. Let me see. I have to share screen first. I have it here. Okay. So, okay na yung aking. So, I'll show you first the general content. So, syempre from the Philippine Commission on Women. And then, project title, Capital Assistance in the Acquisition of a Pump Boat as Water Transport Carrier for Sag Island. So acquisition of 1 unit pump boat complete with accessories and containers. Project location ito, Sag Island, Talibon, Bohol. Proponent, Barangay Sag, Talibon, Bohol. Project beneficiaries, constituents of Barangay Sag Island, Talibon, Bohol. And project total project cost ay 3 million pesos. Source of fund or initiatives yung LGU fund. Ang sector, area of concern ay social sector. So project background. Barangay Sag is one of the island barangays of Talibon Municipality. The main source of income of island residents are fishing and planting buso or seaweed. Only few are shell gatherers and fish dealers. Most of them are elementary graduates. However, the people are very cooperative, receptive, and very willing to participate in all activities, especially development projects initiated by the government. So kung makikita niyo po, meron na ba kayong more or less gender concern or issue na nabanggit dito sa first paragraph? Tip lang, kung kayo gagawa ng project proposal na gusto nyo i-attribute sa gender and development, make sure may mga babanggitin na kayo tungkol sa halimbawa sex segregated data, male and female, ganon. Tapos, and then, ano ba ang issue, for example, dyan sa lugar na yan, mga kababaihan at mga kalalakihan, kung gusto mong ilagay na siya. So, tignan natin kung meron dito sa mga susunod. Sana meron. According to the latest Local Poverty Reduction Action Program survey conducted early this year, Barangay Sag ranked 7th among the barangays in Talibon Municipality with 89% of its households living below the income threshold, while 79% living below the food threshold. In that same survey, all households except for one have non-potable, doubtful drinking water supply, which has been the source of waterborne diseases, especially among children. So in the first cycle of Kalahi Seeds, KKB project, lack of potable water source was identified as the #1 problem of the barangay. This was supported by the municipal data of Talibon in 2006, where 98.95% of the households, that's 94 out of 95 total households living in Barangay Sag, is recorded with non-potable, doubtful drinking water. Because of this, during the second cycle of the project, they proposed for a 1-unit pump boat to serve as water carrier from the town proper to the barangay as an alternative to the lack of water source in the island. Hence, this project is proposed. Since this project is proposed, it should be proposed. Okay. So, as you can see, kapag tinignan ninyo, meron na ba doong binanggit na issue tungkol sa gender? Ilan ang babae, lalaki, at least man lang doon sa lugar nila. And then baka may sa gender analysis, sa sex disaggregated data, sa gender analysis ay meron bang issue? So kung meron na, ilagay nyo na dito sa part na to. Project linkages. So Marina to approve for the license to operate, MLGU technical staff for technical monitoring and supervision. Project objectives. Mahalaga itong bahaging ito, kailangan malinaw dyan. May gender issue ka na halimbawa gustong sagutin, ilagay mo na dyan. So tingnan natin dito. The project seeks to contribute to reducing the impact of waterborne diseases in the island through the provision of steady supply of potable drinking water. Ano mga specific objectives? To have an access to potable and safe drinking water to all barangay residents, of which the pump boat shall serve as the water carrier of the community. Next, to promote and continue economic and livelihood activities and water at affordable cost per container. Next, to serve as transportation facility for students to and from school, especially during bad weather. Next, to minimize the incidence of waterborne diseases. Baka isipin natin dito sa objectives, meron naman mga learners doon, so malabang sigurado may boys and girls yan dyan. Ang mga residents, may mga parents, may father and mother. So may mga anak, mga babae at lalaki. Sa pag-attribute po, we have to remember the word nasusulat. Kailangan kung mag-attribute ka na masabi mong gender responsive ang isang proyekto, kailangan nasusulat saan? Dito mismo sa ating project proposal. Kasi kapag hindi siya nasulat, kaya ako siya binabanggit kanina pa, doon pa lang sa rational hanggang sa objectives. Kasi kung may gusto kang tugunan, may proyekto ka at may gusto kang tugunan na gender issue, kailangan binabanggit mo na yun. Dapat malinaw yun. Bakit? Yun ang magpapataas para ma-rate ka na gender responsive ka, gender sensitive ka or gender responsive yung iyong proyekto. Next, sectoral, regional, national objectives. The project objectives are in line with the objectives of the health sector in that it will contribute to the attainment of providing access to safe and potable drinking water to the community. Okay. Project financing, funds needed. Total project cost, that's 3 million. Project financing. The fund shall be released on time depending on the donor's assessment, policies, and guidelines. Project benefits and cost. So beneficiaries, direct beneficiaries, indirect beneficiaries. Sa direct beneficiaries, we have 126 households. So ilang tao yun? Yan, kung dito gusto mo namang gawin siyang gender responsive, banggitin mo na dyan. Ilan dyan ang mga mothers and fathers, ilan dyan ang mga anak na babae at lalaki. No? Indirect beneficiaries, nearby island barangays. Social benefits. This project will provide better water services, livelihood, economic activities, employment opportunities. The project will minimize the trouble among family members because of easy access to potable water. The students can go to school early and women would no longer be at risk in fetching water far from distant water source. The waterborne diseases will be minimized. The boat could serve as an ambulance boat, a school boat, water carrier, and passenger boat. So makikita nyo meron ditong binanggit na women. So the students can go to school early and women would no longer be at risk in fetching water from far distance water source kasi malamang malayo pang iniigiban ng mga ito. Pero dito lang sa part nito siya nagbanggit, no? Okay, pero at least meron siya, no, kung titingnan natin. Okay. So, economic benefits. With the project, it is expected that cost of water fees will be lessened. Will be lessened. The boat could serve as an ambulant boat, school boat, water carrier, and passenger boat. Tama ba yun? Next, social cost, economic cost na lang nakalagay. Project implementation, responsible agencies. Kalahi Seeds for the technical and KKB project team social aspect of the project. Municipal LGU for the monitoring and technical supervision of the project and provision of counterparts. Barangay LGU for the SP implementation and provision of counterparts. Community for the operation and maintenance of the project and provision of counterparts. Implementation schedule, 2 months or 60 calendar days. Administration feasibility. Ayan. Construction stage. Nilagay dyan, the barangay assembly, composed of all qualified residents of the barangay, makes the final decision on matters pertaining to the implementation of the project in the community. The assembly delegates its responsibility and accountability over project funds to the Barangay Development Council, a body composed of the elected officers of the Barangay Council, People's Organization, or POs, and NGO representatives. In support of empowerment and local government objectives, the PTC delegates its authority over the funds as well as in planning, mobilizing and monitoring to the volunteers organized as committees and teams. The Barangay Assembly will elect the following committees. So, andyan ang Barangay Sub-Project Management Committee. So, dapat siguro may nababanggit ka rin dyan na kung ilan ang male and female composition dyan in terms of gender parity. Audit and Inventory Committee. So, just the same. Sino mga members dyan? Project Implementation Team. Ayan, just the same. Siguro mga composition dyan. Sino? May babae, may lalaki ba dyan? Monitoring and Inspection Team. Procurement Team. So, ayan. Operations and Maintenance Committee. Treasurer, Bookkeeper. The committee and officers will coordinate with one another during the construction stage of the project. So, Barangay Assembly meetings will be conducted for reporting of physical and financial status of the project. All stakeholders of the project will conduct monitoring activities. Operation and maintenance stage. Ayan. The project, the following major activities will be done in order to operate and maintain the completed project. The community will form an organization or association who will handle the operation and maintenance of the project. The community will identify potential core group members who will formulate policies, bylaws that will govern the operation and maintenance and has to be approved by the General Assembly. Officers and members of the association to strictly follow the agreed policies and to impose sanctions for any violations committed. And the technical personnel of the association will conduct weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual check-up of activities of the entire pump boat. Legal and political feasibility. The community residents proposed this project with the support from LGU SAG, LGU Talibon and Kalahi Seeds, KKB for technical and community development assistance. Environmental clearance, yan. License to operate and other permits, etc. are to be processed. Social acceptability. The project will provide immediate employment in the municipality. The community is very much willing to implement the project because of its social, economic, and environmental benefits. So kung titingnan niyo po, doon sa ibang mga parts, no, pwede ka na sana maglagay dyan. Halimbawa, dito sa magtatrabaho dito, ilan na mga kalalakihan magkakaroon ng trabaho dito, ano mga particular issues ang matutugunan in terms of income and more. No? Kung gusto mo siyang gawing gender sensitive, gender responsive, and higher ang kanyang attribution, andun yung mga parts na yun kung saan ka pwedeng maglagay. No? So, I'm sharing you this one at binasa ko yung buong part para makita ninyo, nagsulat ba sila? Naglagay ba sila? Kasi kung hindi, mababa ang attribution nun. Kapag naglagay naman, maaaring mataas ang attribution. Now, let's go to the document na ginagamit para mag-rate, no? Punta tayo sa tool. Let me see the tool. Ayan. This is for education na gamitin natin. Okay. So, box 12, God checklist for designing and evaluating education project. Kung makikita nyo dito to your left, yung dimension and question. And then, towards the center, meron dito ng response. So, dito kasi ang mga tanong sa bahaging ito sa extreme left. And then yung mga responses ay nandyan banda sa may gitna. Kung makikita nyo, meron dyan ng no, tapos meron ng partly yes, at saka yes, kung observable ba yan. And then score for the item element. Meron naman dyan ng naka-indicate na ng mga possible scores, no? Kung no, kung partly yes, kung yes, ilang points meron ang isang particular item and column. And then result or comment. So pwede ka magsulat dito sa result or comment kung gender sensitive ba, gender responsive ba, saan ba makikita ang pagiging ganun, and etc. Kung anong gusto mong comment dyan. So let's now look at the questions. Gamitin natin itong tool na to, kunyari doon sa ating binasa pa lang na project proposal ng Sag Island sa Bohol. In terms of 1.0, participation of women and men in project identification, ang maximum score ay 2 for its item or question ay 0.67. So 1.1, first question, has the project consulted and involved women in the problem or issue that the intervention must solve and in the development of the solution? So andyan yung mga possible scores. Meron ng 0, meron ng 0.33, and 67 kapag yes. Okay? So ang nilagay niya ay, kunyari lang, partly yes. Naglagay dyan. 0.33. Next, have women's inputs been considered in the design of the project? So ang possible score dyan, nandyan. Naglagay din partly yes. And then, have women's input been considered in the design of the project? Possible score, 0. Ayan. Ang nilagay ay partly yes. Are both women and men seen as stakeholders, partners, or agents of change? Dapat doon sa proposal, malinaw yan. Isulat yan para hindi na tayo naghahanap. Partly yes. Kung ano yan, kung malinaw, sinulat doon, ilalagay dyan yes. So, mas mataas ang points. 0.67 yon. Number 2, 2.0, collection of sexy segregated data and gender-related information prior to project design. Sabi dyan, has the project tapped sexy segregated data and gender-related information from secondary and primary sources at the project identification stage? Or does the project document include sex segregated and gender information in the analysis of the development issue or problem? So nilagay dito wala. Kasi wala dun number of boys and male and female, di ba kunyari. Conduct of gender analysis and identification, number 3 na tayo. So kung makikita nyo dito, ang tanong has a gender analysis been done to identify gender issues prior to project design, or does the discussion of the development issues in the project document include gender gaps that the project must address? 0 din. Kasi walang gender analysis na ginawa. And then, pagdating sa project design, 4.0, gender equality goals, outcomes, and outputs. 4.1, do project objectives explicitly refer to women and men as students, parents, teachers, or administrators? Partly, mayroon siya dito, that's 0.33. 4.2, does the project have gender equality outputs or outcomes? Hindi kasi masyado. Though, kapag mag-assume tayo, yes, meron. Pero kailangan kasi nasusulat sa project proposal. So, 0.33, partly yes. Ilagay. Number 5, matching of strategies with gender issues. Ayan, do the strategies match the gender issues and gender equality goals identified? That is, will the activities or interventions reduce gender gaps and inequalities? Yan, meron nang nilagay. Iba naman dito ang possible scores kasi. So, titingnan lang yan. Next, number 6. Gender analysis of the design project. Design project. 6.1. Gender division of labor. 6.1.1. Are families in the target community reliant on the work of girls or boys for income? If so, will flexible education schedules help females or males fit in their other tasks? Ayan, 0. Does the project, 6.1.2, does the project offer opportunities through curricula, instructional materials, role models for expanding roles of women and men, girls and boys at home and in the community, economy and society? Possible scores, kanya 0 ang nilagay. Has an assessment been made of the education and training needs of both females and males? 0. So 6.2, access to and control of resources. 6.2.1, does the project ensure that the opportunities for training and scholarships that may be provided are equally accessible to women and men, girls and boys, to different categories of females and males, rural, urban, ethnic groups? Meron bang ganun? Kung meron, ilagay dyan. May score yan. Is information about educational opportunities readily available to females and males? Ayan, partly ang nilagay. And then 6.2.3, have all methods of education delivery been considered? 0. 6.3, on constraints. No? 6.3.1, has the project addressed any time and distance constraints so that girls and boys could attend class? 6.3.2, has the project considered the financial cost of participation that may restrict attendance of females or males? Yan, may nilagay sila. No? So let's now go to number 7, monitoring, targets, and indicators. Question, does the project include gender equality targets and indicators for welfare, access, consciousness, raising, participation, and control? Example of gender differences that may be monitored. Ayan. Senate enrollment or school participation rate, passing rate for female and male students, participation training in similar project activities by type of training, employment generated by the project. So, everybody, etong binasa ko kaninang project ay sa LGU yun. Ito, sample lang ito ng tool na ginagamit natin ha, at kunyari naglagay-lagay lang tayo dyan ng mga points. No? Kunyari lang i-relate natin dun sa project na yun, but not exactly na yun ang ating nire-relate. Makapagbigay lang tayo ng sample for that purpose. Para makita nyo ang content at kunyari kung paano yung proseso ng pag-rate sa kanya. So number 8, 8.0, sex desegregated database. Does the proposed project monitoring framework or plan include the collection of sex desegregated data? Kaya pabalik-balik po ang sex desegregated data. Kaya ganun siya kahalaga yung sex desegregated data, no? Then 9.0, resources. 9.1, is the budget allotted by the project sufficient for gender equality promotion or integration? So dapat pag gumagawa tayo ng proposal, ligay natin yan dun. Next, does the project have the expertise to integrate GAD or promote gender equality and women's empowerment? Or is the project committed to investing project staff time in building capacity for integrating GAD or promoting gender equality? Baka kasama dyan, may training bang ginawa para maging gender sensitive ang mga gagawa niya. Number 10, relationship with the agency's GAD efforts. 10.1. Will the project build on or strengthen the agency, like PCW, government's commitment to the advancement of women? Yan, ilagay sila doon. Does the project have an exit plan that will ensure the sustainability of GAD efforts and benefits? So, kung makikita natin dito sa later part na ng pag-monitor natin yan, pag-rate natin yan, pinag-uusapan ang sustainability. So, hindi lang yung basta makapag-implement tayo, okay na. So, even sustainability is being checked. Now, 10.3, will the project build on the initiatives or actions of other organizations in the area? So basically for coordination, di ka dapat mag-isa, no? And then, so total GAD score, project identification and design stages, ayan, meron sila na 7.15. So, ayan na ba ang total? So, 7.15 nung inad niya lahat, no? Yan, mula dun sa taas. So, ang total niya ay 7.15. Okay, punta tayo sa interpretation of scores. Sabi dyan, kapag 0 to 3.9, ayan, ang sabi dyan, God is invisible in the project. Hindi makita, hindi siya Godable. No? Proposal to be returned. Kapag below 4, God is invisible in the project, and then 0 or no amount of program or budget for the year may be attributed to the God budget. So, kaya nga, napakahalaga talaga ng project proposal at kung anong ilalagay natin doon. Next, 4.0 to 7.9. So, mukhang pasok dito yung kaninang narrate, no? Anong sabi dyan? Proposed project has promising God prospects. Proposal earns a conditional pass. Pending identification of gender issues and strategies and activities to address these and inclusion of the collection of sex segregated data in the monitoring and evaluation plan. So 4.0 to 7.9, proposed project has promising God prospects. Ang sinasabi dyan, 25% of the budget for the year of the GAD program may be attributed to GAD project. So let's say, for example, ang ina-attribute natin, wag na yung 3 million. Kunyari ay 100,000. So 25% of that ay pwedeng i-attribute. Magkano yun? 25,000 pesos. Diba? So yun ang pwede nating i-report na attributed natin. Kung sakaling dito lang pumasok yung ating pag-attribute sa isang project. Pero kung mataas, kunyari, ang rating natin ay 8.0 hanggang 14.9, no? Proposed project is gender sensitive. Proposal passes the GAD test. So, proposal project is gender sensitive at 50% dapat ng total budget for the year of the program may be attributed to GAD budget. In short, kung 100,000 ang budget niyan, 50,000 ay attributed sa gender and development. How about kung 1 million? So 500,000 yan ay attributed sa gender and development. Next, 15. Kunyari, ang rating ay 15.0 to 20. So proposed project is gender responsive. Proponent is commended. 15.0 hanggang 19.9 lang pala itong bahagi. A proposed project is gender responsive, and as such, 75% of the budget for the year of the program may be attributed to GAD budget. At kapag ang rating naman ay 20, fully gender responsive siya. 100% of the budget for the year of the program may be attributed to GAD budget. So kung 1 million yan, ang buong 1 million ay pwede mong i-report na GAD attributed. Or kung 100,000, yung buong 100,000 ay pwede mong i-report na siya ay GAD attributed. So, meron yan ng interpretation of scores. So, basically, yung sa PPAs, gender analysis, and then gender issues na video, at saka ito on the project proposal, at saka yung paggamit ng tool and interpretation. So far, yun ang mahalagang videos na kailangan nating balik-balikan para sa proseso ng GAD attribution. Sana nakatulong po itong video tutorial na ito sa inyo para sa GAD attribution na gagawin natin for this 2020 and for 2021. Maraming salamat. Kung may katanungan po, mag-comment lang po kayo sa baba para masagot natin ang inyong mga katanungan. At sana sa inyong free time, mapanood ninyo ang ating mga videos. So sa ating mga ginagawa, lagi nating tatandaan na tayo ay naglilingkod, no? Kahit medyo technical itong trabahong ito, naglilingkod tayo sa mga kalalakihan, mga kababaihan para yung kanilang mga concerns, no, ay matugunan at pareho silang makapag-participate, ma-develop pareho at makapag-contribute sa development hindi lang ng sarili kung hindi ng bansa. Dahil ang pag-unlad ng isang bansa ay nakabase o nakadepende sa participation ng mga kababaihan at mga kalalakihang citizens nito. Maraming salamat hanggang sa susunod nating video tutorials. That's it for now.